Hello and welcome to episode 10. I've just realized editing all the video Hello and welcome to episode 10 of our Audi TT Mark III rebuild. In the previous episodes we have rebuilt the engine, got the engine inside of the body that was repaired by a body shop and painted really nicely, and all of the other things that we've done to the car so far. So I'm just editing the episode 10 and I realized I have forgotten to film an intro. So welcome. This episode we are going to go through suspension components and some of the bits and pieces of the engine, so we make sure that the car is ready for episode 11, which is going to be interior, episode 12 that is going to be a final touches. I hope so. So I do hope you enjoy watching the episode 10, and if you do, or if you didn't see the previous videos and would like to check them out, they're in my channel, so there you can subscribe as well if you like the videos. And yeah, thank you for watching. Obviously we are rebuilding a suspension of the TT and we are not playing around, as I have laid it out pretty obviously. What do we have here? Those are the front shocks. We installed the rear ones already, and I have gone with a Bilstein B4, which should be an OEM replacement, so it doesn't need to be put into the documents of the car or anything. You can just swap them in and go. They should provide a much better stability, driving feel, whatever. The other ones were kind of bad, so I wanted to go with new ones, as surprisingly they weren't as expensive as I thought they were going to be. So I said, well, when I'm already in there, I'm just going to go ahead and replace the shocks as well as the top mounts. Then we have all four of the knuckles. Obviously, some of them are still in brand new condition. No, basically what I did is I took all four of the knuckles off. The one that was broken I had to replace with a new one and painted with the wrong color, but yeah, it's a bit more shiny than the other three ones. Anyways, it's the same thing. What I did is I brought them home with me in my laboratory. Might have seen the other videos. I made a video specifically on what I did with them. In short words, I have removed every single casting mark, because where the two molds meet to cast the aluminum piece, there is a sharp line all around. I'm trying to find, yeah, there it is. This is what I mean. I'm going to show you up close, and I have used an angle grinder to go all the way around and smoothen that ridge out. Moving on, we have two very different, but basically same things. Those are the two. I still don't remember, is it a drive shaft or a prop shaft? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. What we had to do here is replace both left and right constant velocity joints, because they were smashed in an accident, and I took the liberty of painting the parts in the same silver color, as I really hate how rusty they get, even though this one already started showing signs of rust. But if it prevents or slows down the process of rusting it, then I'm happy with the results. And I really did pack this really, really well. So yeah, like I said, both CV joints are replaced on the gearbox side, because this is where they were broken. So these pieces are new, and they are basically the first thing that we are going to do now, because to get to those screws later when the rest of the suspension is installed is a bit tricky. And there's 6 of the screws. We have, of course, new screws and new pads, however they're called, to go under the screws. So Yeah, that is the plan. And I think now when you see everything in one place, oh wait, I didn't show you everything. Yeah, what I meant to say, when you see everything in one place, it does look like a completely refurbished or brand new suspension components, which is exactly what I was going for, because since everything else on the car is either rebuilt or renewed, I thought, yeah, why not take some extra time and make sure everything looks great and everything works great. Now it looks, the whole terrain looks a bit different now. Yeah, a quick explanation. There are two ball joints going to the control arms in the front. By the way, I forgot to say, I did the same thing with angle grinder to both of the control arms, because they are also made out of aluminum and have the same casting, whatever it's called, ridge, line, whatever. So yeah, I ground those off and painted them silver as well. These are now, they have a funny looking cap. So these are the, ooh, they're nicely labeled as well, left and right. They are left and right. Ball joints that screw onto the control arms and then into the knuckles. So we got new ones of those. Those are these two boxes. And then I went ahead and bought all four of the wheel bearings. So yeah, since we are replacing everything, we are replacing everything. We are finally doing something around the back. Yeah, next order of business is trying to install this cable. I bought it at Kufa Tech, not sponsored, bought, which is supposed to be a already pre-made, pre-built, pre-whatever cable for installing, retrofitting a rear view camera for Audi TT. They have plenty of other cables, wirings, whatever not. I just find it really practical that you don't have to make your own cable, because it's not really the most interesting thing to do. Now, the question is, how exactly am I going to fit everything? It's supposed to go somewhere through here, then through the roof, through this grommet over here. And we all know just how interesting it is to push stuff through this. So I'm going to have a time of my life doing this. And yeah, I'm in for a struggle, and you're hopefully in for some entertainment. There really isn't much to this cable, because like I said, it's already, how do you call it, prepared for you. So there should be a couple of things. On this end, we have two connectors, obviously. I don't know what this thing is for. It says pin 1, pin 1, pin 1, pin 1, pin 1. I guess pin 1. Uh, and on the other side there are a couple of already crimped connectors and what looks like a CAN bus cables. Then we have one, I suppose, grounding wire and one big crimped connector. There is, however, a installation manual. So I am going to do the hard work now and just snake the cable through the car all the way to the main unit, where the main unit is supposed to be. And then I'm going to go ahead and probably when I'm a bit less tired, I'm going to go ahead and crimp all of those connectors. So I'm going to have to make it into 2 videos, but you have the idea what's going on. So time lapse. Honestly, this is the easiest I've ever went through this stupid grommet, and I'm going to show you the secret weapon to making this super easy is this. This is some sort of plastic, I don't know. It's used for household installations used by electricians to snake the cables through the walls and other stuff. Basically the same thing we just did, only it's not used in the car industry. So it has a kind of a flexible tip. You just go through, use some tape to stack the cables that we need to push through, and then just pull them through the grommet. Super easy, super helpful. One more thing, I have to show you this. And I know I geek about these things too much, but it is what it is. I found online, Amazon I think, a set of zip ties that have, let me just go ahead and there's no way on earth it's going to zoom. Focus, focus. No, not gonna. Anyways, you get the idea. It's like original zip ties that Audi uses. I mean, at least they look like original ones. And the whole purpose of it is you can tie the cables. You just put this thing in like that, and then just zip tie the cable in. OEM. OEM. This is something we have already installed in the car. Seems pretty familiar. But take a good look at this part over here and where it sits in comparison to this. Especially this line over here, meaning how much this thing is off. Because we need to do this somehow. Yep, you're going handheld with me. Alright, so we are here. Take a look at this. Take a look at how this sits. The whole engine sits leaned backwards, and these two things aren't parallel at all. Focus, focus. And when I saw this thing, I thought, oh my god, the body shop welded this piece 1 centimeter to the front of the car. So that's why this thing is sitting forwards, and that's why the thing is, so to say, bending backwards. I don't know if you can see well, but you see that this isn't parallel. Yeah, you can see it right now. See how much of the rubber you can see here and none over here. And then, you know, this thing sits okay, so I was like, no, this thing sits right. Look at this. Look at where this screw is. And now look where it is over here. You see now? There isn't this hole over here, is non-existent on this piece. So they're basically two different, let me just try. I don't know how guys do this I don't know how guys do this to get from in front of a camera without wobbling everything. I just cannot do it. There are two different types of engine mounts. The one that is like this, you can see over here, and the other one that is slightly more forward. I don't know how have I managed not to see that the one that I've installed is not the right one. And that brings me to the point, you never, ever, ever throw the parts that you took off of the damaged car until the new one, or the repaired, what do I want? The same car, only repaired, is back on the road with 100% faultless. That's why I could solve this mystery, or misery more or less, because I was like, oh no, the whole chassis is either bent or they welded this piece that you screw the engine mount to wrongly. Then I took a look at the engine mount that I took off of the car that was broken and found out that this piece looks completely different than what I have in the car. And that saved me a lot of headaches, you know, because it was only getting the new engine mount instead of going into the rabbit hole of what to do next. So yeah, we are going to finish replacing this piece as well as installing the 3 other wheel bearings, and maybe, we'll see, maybe, yeah, probably installing the knuckles in as well. Let's go. You will be now witnessing a very special moment. After months of hanging out, literally, we are going to remove this whole contraption that I used to hoist the engine. Since the engine is now in place, sitting on its own mounts, I see no reason why I shouldn't remove this, because I need the space around the car to work with the suspension and everything, and yeah, I'm going to feel much better when I get this thing off. So yeah, this is a big step forward for us. So let's go. So we are back to me having a ridiculous hair, so I hope you really don't mind it, but here's the plan. I now need to install all 4 of the knuckles on all 4 of the corners, of course, as we might need to move the car a bit forward, as we might have a new project coming in. So stay tuned for that, because this is going to be a ultimate 2-car garage if one of the cars is a yellow Audi TT Mark III. But before we continue the endeavor, I need to make sure that I can move the car around the garage, or at least a bit forward. In order to do that, we need to be ready to get the wheels on. You are now stuck with me. Let me just see how much of the camera. All right. I have decided to go ahead and rebuild this whole corner so you get the feel of everything that's going to be done on this side. Then I'm going to do the same on, of course, the other side, and then we are moving to the back. We have front, left-hand side, so we know we are on the right side. There are a bunch of screws and small screws and some more screws. There we go. Oh, looky, looky. This is where our pin is. I was looking for this. All right, okay. There's nothing much. There's nothing much in here. Only a couple of... I have no idea how does this thing go in. No. Is it bent? No, doesn't look bent. All right, so we have two options. One, and the only one. I look stupid, don't I? Okay. 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 Don't panic. Maybe I should panic. How the... No, this cannot be right. This is the only thing that... Is there... Oh, no. Yeah. No. I might have mixed those two, so I should check the other one. Does this one fit on the other side? Yes, it does. So indeed, I have mixed those two up, meaning the missing clip is the one that we were looking for on the other side. All right, we'll come back to that. All right. No worries, no worries. Now we have the right bracket. Yes. Yes. Okay. All right, I think this is the 10 mil. We don't have a 10 mil ready for us. So let me quickly grabbed a 10 mil. All right, first thing is attaching a bracket. Sounds like a frog saying some bracket. Or am I the only one hearing it? Yes, always turn the screws the other way around until they click. Then that way you know that they are in their respective position. I don't think this one has a torque. Nevertheless, it's going to be nicely. All right, I think this thing goes in, but yeah, we'll check that later, right? So we have probably this thing going in here. There we go. There is another clip that we are missing. Brake knuckles. Ah, there's a reserve. All right. So we are missing one clip. All right, nevertheless. Set those cables in. Is this really supposed to sit like that? I guess so. All right, this one as well. This one. All right, now a clean wheel speed sensor with its screw. It's a T30. So now we need a T30. You're going to push the weed speed sensor. Nice. Wheel speed sensor in all the way, then do a slight pressure on the screw until it clicks. That way we know it has caught its thread, so we don't cross thread anything. There we go, nice and tight. And then mark it so we know it's fixed. Now plug until we hear a click. Wonderful. Wonderful. That's, I think, everything on this side. I don't know what the other, yeah, I know. The other thing over here is for a, how do you call it? It's for a wear brake indicator. Took me some time. All right. Now we know that this thing, bit embarrassing, isn't it? All right, doesn't matter. We are going to use a tool for weak people. Just kidding, it's supposed to go in like that. There we go. Secured. At least I think. All right, so looks beautiful, doesn't it? Okay. Next thing on the line, brake dust shield, also a T30 times 3. There are 3 bolts. Also, starting with counter threading it, and then, all right, with slight pressure, yes, until the screw clicks. That way the screw is telling you, hey, I'm home. All right. Yes. Sometimes the click isn't as pronounced as other times, but anyways, yeah, it is a good practice to do that when you're working, especially because most of those pieces that I'm screwing the screws into are made out of aluminum, AL for short, so it's easy to cross-thread them. Of course, once we are done, we are going to go ahead and paint the screws my favorite color. Probably wait until the paint is dry and then apply a little bit of silicone just to make sure it stays nice for a long period of time. Why is this so heavy? Of course, we are going with a Brembo set of let me see. I somehow don't like using those I don't know. Oh yeah, I was supposed to put silicone on them first. I don't like using those screws because they are Phillips and I prefer Torx. But let me see if I can find the old ones. Okay, we have a couple of things. A Phillips screwdriver. I probably should have taken the other one, a bigger one. Putting a small patch of silicone. I always think of a silly cone
for some reason instead of a
implants, for example.
a silly cone that's you know, the cone, the orange one that sits in traffic when there's something wrong. That's what I think of. With implants right there. Yeah, with implants right there. All right. There we go. I mean, this is a overkill.
Absolutely. I agree with you.
I just like doing it. I just enjoy doing this.
Next thing on the line, since we applied a bit of silicone on the screws, I think would be to do the grease. This 100,000 kilo worth of steel brakes, and I went with a normal steel brakes after a long night of research. I told myself, yeah, you know what, they are going to do a perfect job. Now that I've degreased them, I need to do a bit of a greasing job now, of course, and that is applying a small bit of ceramic paste or ceramic paste, ceramic grease, however you like to call it, just on the hub. So, oops. It looks a bit messy. I hate that. And nevertheless, like so. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right, there is only one screw hole, so yeah, there's that. And of course, this is why, because they require an abnormally large screwdriver. Oh, okay. Oh, this is perfectly. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? They require a abnormally large screwdriver, which I don't think I have. So we'll have to manage with a normal one. Okay. That's it. That's it. Okay. Looks good. Looks good. Oh man, I cannot believe we are this far into the rebuild. Who would have thought we are building stuff back? All right, next thing, since everything else looks nice and yeah, just simply nice, I would say. Okay, nothing's touching what shouldn't be touching. We are going to go ahead and install a, all right, brake carrier. Let me see how. Yes, the screws are coming from behind, I think, and the carrier comes between the knuckle and and the rotor. And I just want to make sure it's in its right position. There you go. I really don't like those screws that come from the back, because it's really hard to loosen them once they're in for a longer time. So I think this is an 18. Let me grab a 18 mil, and then again let me grab something. I think it's not going to in the end. No, 21. A 21 it is.
have I even thought it's going to be a nice 18 mil. All right, so. And these are really big screws. Now, all of a sudden. All right. Okay. I need to start wrenching now. Oops. I don't want to go all the way before I know that they are in the right position. But I guess they are going to set themselves in the right position anyways, right? All right. And the other one, there we go. There we go. Now I need to quickly find a torque spec. Do you want to know the proper spec? Torque spec for those two screws? 200 Newton meters. I don't know in my life how I'm going to be able to do 200 Newton meters of torque. I am not a tractor. I'll have to do my best, I guess. I'm afraid I'm going to skip or something and... Oh, that's not that... It's not so bad, actually. Whoa, it's a really loud click. Nevertheless, I'm sorry about the noise. We got him. We got him at 200 Newton meters of torque. Now I need to paint the screws so we know we torqued them nicely. All right. Okay. Oh, it starts to look so good. I mean, it's not exactly the same color of yellow, but I mean, this is going to be a bit darker because it's inside of a wheel, and I don't really care because that's the only yellow color I had. It is what it is. It is what it is. Moving on, the last piece of a puzzle. I don't have... I forgot the brake pads. Might be interesting to mention that I have went with ATE ceramic brake pads instead of obvious choice, which would be Brembo, of course, but I was really interested to see just how much less of a brake dust those ceramic... How do you open this thing? Makes me look stupid on camera. This is definitely not the way to open it. Nevertheless, there we are. I think, no, those two are two of same. Okay, now we got it the right way. Now I got it. I think I've swapped the pads left and right. So now the arrow is on the outer one, and it looks quite a bit more how it should look like. And the back side also looks like it has a nice point where the caliper meets. All right, I need to definitely put this thing somewhere on the side. All right. I have removed my gloves, which is a bad idea because I always get hurt. All right, moment of truth. If by any chance you haven't seen my videos where I completely refurbished those, I have stripped everything apart, took the caliper out, painted everything nice yellow paint, ordered a special stainless steel breather valves so they are nice. And is this even... I've mixed them. This is the wrong side. So yeah, let me go ahead and grab the right one. It says passenger on it, so I don't know what was I thinking. There we go. This is the right side. So anyways, same story, only the right caliper this time. Alright, there we go. So now, yes, breather valve goes on the upper side. I knew that. I don't want to strain this, but it's somehow always in a... Oh, this is not going to fit. Perfect. I need to push them in some more. I don't know how to do that. Sorted, the caliper being too much outside because the brakes are completely new. They're really thick. Oh, yes. Oh, no. Yep, that's the roller coaster we are going through daily, if you ask me. I have put too much of this stuff on the wrong place. So, better idea. Put it there where it needs to be. And a little bit, I said a little bit, on the lip of the caliper. Take 2.5. Right. Somehow, something like this. Oh, take them off. Put the gliding screws in. First, I'm going to make a mess of myself. All right, put the, oh yeah, we need to lube them up as well. A slight bit of ceramic paste. Make sure they go in nicely. Yes, sir. Make sure they grabbed onto the rubber. Where's the other one? The question is, do we use new ones or old ones? I think I'm going to go ahead with using new ones. All right. Make a generous, not too much amount of ceramic paste. Ah, yeah, yes. Now take 375 of pudding. There we go. There we go. All right. Oh, I forgot to open the new screws. Just hope nothing falls out. I just hope nothing falls out. Right here. Yes. The satisfying click that we like to hear. If you're watching all of this, you must love working on cars, because yeah, not a single sane person would do this. It takes hours just to install brakes. The only thing left is this thing, and I don't know where the screw is at. Did I forget something? Yes, I did. I forgot to install this. The only thing is, I don't know where was it supposed to go. I have resolved all of my insecurities regarding what goes where. I have found a old one. It is a right wear indicator. It's just not on this side, it's on the other side. That's why The cables don't fit. Anyway, I know what I'm doing. Oh, this is a 13. I know what I'm doing. Alright, okay, now we got it going. So 17 and 13 mil. I think the old one was 15, that's why I took a 15. Alright, so 35 millimeters. Okay, that's one. The lower one, where are you? There you go. You need to hold the counter with a 17 mil. Not the most comfortable position to work, but yeah, I really cannot complain. The car being on the stance, it's much higher than it usually is. So yeah. I am so happy, every single detail, look at it, from the back, from the front. I mean, I am over the moon with how good this looks like. This is a money shot. Each night, each morn. First corner is finished. That means I have 3 more to go. So yeah, I don't want to drag you through the hurdle that I've just went through. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do the other 3 corners real quick, and then we can continue working on something a bit more interesting. Let me just quickly walk you through what we are going to do now. This is a PCV valve. It separates the crankcase, oil, steam, you got the idea, from the... I don't actually, I mean, I know what it does, I just don't know how to explain it. Anyways, in most cases on these kind of engines, they do go bad because there is a rubber diaphragm, so thin piece of rubber that usually ruptures somewhere, and then the gases escape. You get a uneven idle, you get a, I think, uneven cold start, whatever. There are subtle symptoms, but since we are in here all the way, I'm going to go ahead and replace it. It's Hengst, if I can read it correctly, and I bought Hengst replacement part, which I am not so much happy about because it says made in China. I thought, at least, you know, Hengst being the OEM, yeah, it would provide better quality. The quality might be good, I don't know, I just don't trust those things if it doesn't say made in Germany. I don't know if that's bad. Anyways, PCV valve, PCV is already valve, but anyways, PCV, and we are installing spark plugs. And I went with a MGK 91006, I think that's the name of the spark plug. Whatever it says. Those spark plugs are usually for TTRS or Golf R engine, so they are a couple of grades colder than what it usually gets, but race car, you know. It's all in our hands, this life of time that's given to us all. It gathers round each night, each morn. We watch it pass and grow. It is all in our hands, it is all in our hands. Here is a somewhat great tip that I have found whilst working on this car. This thing is a miracle. There's nothing special about it, it's just a really, really long, how do you call it? Q-tip. Sometimes I need to get things going. Q-tip, but it's on a really long stick, and you can get it in pet store.
because they use these apparently to clean the ears of your pets, beloved ones, and so on and so forth. That's why I'm using it to clean my beloved one, a hole where the spark plug goes in. So you just stick it in there and do a couple of circles to make sure that the mating surface of the engine block and the spark plug is clean. It only costs a couple of euros, so it is a great thing, and I've used it on multiple places where you cannot get in with a normal Q-tip because it's too short, or if you are like obsessed with getting things extra clean, this is your way to go. Also for valves and whatever not. A unique opportunity to peep down the engine, so I had to take it off. And this is the PCV valve that we just removed, and as you can see, we have a wonderfully slow focus, but a lovely engine inside. So I'm going to go ahead, install a new one before we get anything dirty. It looks beautiful. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the details on this thing, right? Look at the details on the back side of that. Even though nobody's ever going to be able to see this, I still did it, and I'm proud of it. So now, since we are still waiting on a DSG oil to go in, I decided to go ahead and try to mount this thing. Oh, it's actually a front side. So somebody is hopefully going to be able to see that. Yeah, I'm going to mount this thing on the engine so we can slowly progress towards finishing this piece. Of course, all new O-rings. Let me just see which way it goes. This way. Nice, make sure it's nicely fitted in. Beautiful, beautiful. Right, so this thing attaches over here. Let me just make sure we don't forget any of the pieces. We are almost. Are we there? I think we are. Yes, we are. So we have. I forgot my wrench. So there's 3 long and 2 short bolts. Of course, the long one go where the O-ring is. Push it towards, unscrew, unscrew, unscrew. Yes, until it clicks. When it clicks, it's inside. Right, so next one. Weird. I was so happy somebody would be able to see this. Then I realized there is a alternator sitting right in front of it. So no, nobody's going to be able to see it. Two and a half eternities later, we have finally filled up the DSG with 5 liters of oil. I know 5.5 are coming in, so we are going to fill the last liter up when we get there, because we need to have 35 degrees, between 30 and 40 degrees of oil temperature, car on a level surface, then undo the drain plug, the first one, not the second one, and then make sure to fill the DSG to the proper level, which I cannot do right now, so that's why only 5 liters. Something else I talked about is a wonderful thing that they have a filter which you can change, and we are going to do that right now, like so. And then oil filter housing, I already replaced the O-ring. You can probably tell I'm starting to be a little bit tired because I've been working all day on this. Yes, on the oil change. So now it says on top of it, I think 25 Newton meters. But we finally have that in and done. Next thing, in the meantime, I've done all of this, and then now we will be installing a water pump. There are a couple of videos online already. Humble Mechanic Charles did an amazing video on doing the water pump on Golf 7, so that's basically the same engine, same thing. That's why I'm not going to go into detail. Just to be clear, I am putting in a new water pump. Let's go! Of course, it's a manual. All right, okay, making some healthy progress. Water pump is installed, as well as some of the hoses for you guys in Mexico and Spain. Next thing would be either alternator, air conditioning, compressor, or intake manifold. I think I'm going to go with intake manifold in order to set, because these two pieces are much more accessible, even when the thing is in. So yeah. I know what you're thinking. How could have I? You know, I went behind your back, turned off the camera, and rebuilt the whole engine. But you saw me almost completing the engine, so I honestly wanted to take some time just for me and to enjoy just working on this engine without having to worry about camera angles and whatnot and microphones not working. You get the idea. And it was quite a lot of back and forth, I must add, because the way things go in and what goes in first, what goes in second was really a issue, and I had to put some things in and then back out because there's stuff that was coming in first. But yeah, it was a really nice experience. I really enjoyed it. I stayed up till really late. But what we have here is now a fully rebuilt engine. I'm missing a couple of screws, but yeah, it's always like that. I always have to go back and forth ordering parts that are missing or broken or whatnot. After this, we only have, I think, 2 more episodes until we are hopefully in for a first drive. We have 1 episode on the interior and 1 episode on the rest of the body, putting the body back together. So I'm really excited for both of those episodes because both of them are going to be quite long and obviously really large videos. And I am also really excited on working on those things because I love every second I've spent working on this car. If you did love watching me working on this car, please consider subscribing, as we are now over 1,000 subscribers and I'm over the moon and very thankful for every single one of you. I hope you really do enjoy watching these videos and me stuttering all the way, but I'm trying my best to make a really good content for you guys. So until the next video, I'm very thankful. Thank you so much and see you in the next episode. Bye.